The story of the goalkeeper banned for life for faking an injury. This right here is Roberto Rojas, who was the first choice goalkeeper for Chile in 1989. Roberto Rojas was perhaps the best goalkeeper to ever represent La Roja. Nicknamed the Condor for his stunning ability to fly across the net, he was the undisputed Chile #1 goalkeeper for almost the entirety of the 1980s, playing in 3 consecutive Copa Americas over the course of that decade, and racking up 49 appearances for Chile. At club level, he first played in his home nation with Colo-Colo, and later at Brazilian giant Sao Paulo. But one foolish mistake cost him his whole career. Controversy seemed to be Rojas' middle name, due to many incidents of being caught cheating. In 1979, the 21-year-old was one of several Chile players included in the country's U20 South American team, with the help of fake passports, essentially pretending to be younger than they really were. La Roja finished in 3rd in their group, but the scheme had already been discovered while the tournament was ongoing. Ironically, it was provoked by a complaint by Chile themselves, who had accused their rivals of playing overage players. The entire squad was arrested once arriving back home, but the head coach took most of the blame and had to serve a sentence of 1,084 days in prison. 5 years later, Roberto Rojas tested positive for a anabolic steroid following a friendly match between Chile and England, an act that cost him the chance to play in the 1984 Olympic Games. But on September 3rd, 1989, Roberto Rojas' legacy was tarnished forever. At that time, World Cup qualifying in South America was determined on a mini-group basis, with the winner of each group qualifying for the World Cup. Brazil and Chile were drawn with Venezuela. The first leg between the two sides finished 1-1 in Santiago de Chile. So on September 3rd, 1989, Chile and Brazil were playing the final match for the World Cup eliminators. It was a do-or-die game for both nations. The magnitude of the match was reflected by 144,000 Brazilians in attendance. With a squad blessed with legendary players such as Romario, Bebeto, Branco, Dunga, and Careca, it was a confidence-deflating situation to be in for the Chilean side. So someone had to put on their hero cape and think outside the box. So after the first half ended, the game was pretty exciting, with some good back and forth action, but no one giving an inch away to their opponent. Roberto Rojas had been in sharp form during the first half, making several key saves to keep Brazil away. But his antics in the net, time wasting, and holding onto the ball in an attempt to take the momentum out of the menacing home attack had not pleased the Maracanã crowd. So when the second half started, Brazil quickly struck first in the 49th minute, with Careca dribbling past several defenders and scoring past Roberto Rojas, who clearly made a mistake by letting the ball bounce over his hands and into the back of the net. Chile went into desperation mode, trying their best to score a goal, but nearly 20 minutes had gone by and they hadn't created a clear chance to score, mainly due to Brazil copying Diego Simeone's tactics. But at the 67th minute mark, a red flare was thrown at Roberto Rojas that appeared to have landed on him. The next few minutes were pure chaos. Chile's doctor Alejandro Kuch and most of the lineup rushed to help their goalkeeper. When the smoke cleared, Rojas' face was streaming with blood. He told the doctor the flare caused the bleeding. Meanwhile, Patricio Yanez found time to gesture towards the crowd, grabbing his balls, a move that is now known locally in Chile as doing a Pato Yanez. La Roja walked off the field upset and fired up, even pushing away the rescue board helpers. They stayed in the dressing room for almost 3 hours, preparing an official complaint against Brazil to FIFA and CONMEBOL. They also requested that the match be overturned in their favor. At this point, Brazilians feared the worst, missing out on the World Cup and possible further consequences, all thanks to a fan. But several hours later, out of 200 photographers, one guy by the name of Ricardo Alfieri captured about 4 to 5 images of the flare landing about a foot away from Roberto Rojas, clearly not hitting Rojas at all. The flare didn't cause the bleeding. It was a razor that Roberto Rojas hit in his glove. So his plan was that if Chile was losing the game, he would cause a self-inflicted cut. Therefore, it would have to be rescheduled, giving Chile more time to prepare. Roberto Rojas' fantasy was over. In December 1989, a FIFA disciplinary committee handed out lifetime bans to Rojas, Captain Fernando Astengo, and several other Chile officials, including Team Dr. Kuch. Chile was also banned for playing in the next World Cup in 1994. The following year, Rojas finally spoke about his mistake and stated this: "I cut myself with a razor, and the farce was discovered. I'm guilty. It was a cut to my dignity. I've had problems at home with my wife. My teammates turned their backs on me. But if I were Argentinian, Uruguayan, or Brazilian, I would not be suspended." Rojas was a crazy dude, but he claims he did it for the love of Chile. Rojas was given a pardon in 2001 and went on to manage Sao Paulo years later. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.